What's up? I'm Troubleshoot. In this quick guide, I'm going to show you how to automate METH production, so you can start growing crystals really quickly in Schedule 1. Let's do it. First of all, you'll need 2 separate people hired. These employees can be picked up by visiting the warehouse over on the west side of the map here during the nighttime. Simply head upstairs on the east side and speak to Manny, where you can hire both a handler and a chemist. You'll need about 1,000 cash in hand for both of these to hire them, plus an extra 200 and 300 a day to keep them moving things around in your farm. Once you hire both of these employees, simply make sure that you use your clipboard to assign both of them a bed by interacting with them, clicking a none next to bed here, and then selecting a bed where they can stay. At each bed, make sure that there's plenty of cash in the briefcase, 200 for the handler a day, you can pay multiple days in advance, and 300 for the chemist here. Once you got both of these beds set up for both of your employees, we can start automating things. First of all, let's get a few things set up. In order to automate crystal production, you'll need a couple of storage racks, preferably large ones, just so there's lots of space here. Then we'll need, obviously, a chemistry station, as well as a lab oven, and preferably a mixing station or mixing station Mark II, so we can create higher quality products, though I won't be touching on this that much in this video. We're speaking about simple automation. To automate these 2 tables here, the process is very simple. This chemistry station over here needs 3 specific items to make liquid crystal. We'll need acid, pseudo, and phosphorus. Each of these items stack to 10, so we can keep around 20 of them on one single shelf over here. I'll place acid, pseudo, and phosphorus. This will be our input rack that we'll just need to make sure is stocked up pretty much always with these particular items. At any stage, you can swap out the pseudo for different qualities, and it'll automatically be used in the rest of the process here. Now, in order to move our raw ingredient from our shelf to the chemistry station here, we'll need the handler to do it for us. So, with clipboard in hand, interact with the handler, then Roots will assign a new route from this shelf here to this chemistry station. Now, the handler should move in and start moving our raw ingredients to this chemistry station here. So, 1 item, place, 2, and 3. The handler will always make sure this table here is filled up with ingredients as long as they're available on this shelf here, so make sure to keep this stocked up. Once this table is ready, all we need to do is, using the clipboard, interact with the chemist and assign them a station, which will be this chemistry station here. Simply click on it to select it. While we're here, we'll also edit, assign stations, we'll hold shift and interact with this oven here, and if you have, a mixer as well. This last click needs to be a normal click, not holding shift, to get this clipboard to pop back up and save our changes. Now, still holding the clipboard, looking at the chemistry station, we'll interact and we'll set a recipe here of liquid crystal. Once we've done this, our chemist should move in and start preparing some product. While we're here, we'll also interact and set the destination, the output, to be this oven over here. Now, once this product is prepared here, they'll move it to the oven and do this as well. So we'll sit around and wait for it to be done. Once it's done, the chemist moves in and starts a new batch, where once they're done preparing this new batch, they'll take the product and place it into the oven where they'll start cooking it. So there we go. At this stage, everything's almost fully automated. Using the clipboard, interact with the oven and set the destination to either be a mixing table if you're going to be applying just one modification, or preferably a output shelf where your product will be stored. Just keep in mind, you don't need to sit around to wait for these things to finish. You can set up this ordering at any stage. I'm just giving you an illustration. Once it's complete, the chemist will move in and place it on the shelf. Alternatively, it'll be placed into the mixer. If you keep things on a shelf, simply use the handler. So, assigning a new route, we'll move from this shelf here to either a packing station for it to be packed, such as this one here. And if we want it packed, make sure to assign a station to the handler, being this one here. And when you do, they'll move the product from this output into here and then package it. If this is going to be your style, also make sure that on this shelf here, you also place some baggies, jars, or alternatively, you assign a new route from a secondary shelf containing these items to your packaging station here. Once a product and a packaging material are available, the handler will start packaging things and handling that. In order to set an output from this table, use your clipboard, interact with this, destination and set it to be an output shelf somewhere else. Just like that, your product will be automatically prepared from raw ingredients, cooked, and then packaged, ready for distribution. Alternatively, if you wish to add a mix somewhere in between, take it straight from the lab oven into here, or if you're going to be using multiple ingredients, which I'll cover in a different video, place it to an output shelf. So, moving to our mixing station here, what we'll also need to do is add a mixer to create our different outputs. So for this, I'll take a bean, place it onto a new shelf. For simplicity, you could of course place it next to your raw product, but just to make sure things don't get confused, I'd recommend a separate shelf for input, output, mixing ingredients, bags, and final output. So setting a new path from our mixer shelf to the mixing station, the handler should move our mixers into here, and the chemist should shortly after both of these slots are filled, come and create our monstrosities here. So there's the ingredient, and here comes the chemist. While they're busy setting this up, use your clipboard one final time to set the destination of this mixing station to your final output over here, or alternatively, a packing station, things like that. But yeah, that's the basics of automating your crystal farm. This mixing station here does have another option, threshold, where at least 10 of an item, or 1 of an item, or somewhere in between, need to be available for it to start mixing. Your chemist usually creates 10 items at once, so this isn't going to be too much of an issue. But if for some reason you have only a few things coming in here, pretty often, it can slow things down. But again, with 10 items being transferred pretty much always, that's not going to be an issue. And that's pretty much the basics of automating your crystal farm. Keep in mind, in the description down below, you'll find a more in-depth guide for the mixing station, where I'll show you multi-mixer workflows, so you can take your product from raw all the way through probably up to 8 or even more separate mixes to get your product as good as possible. So, hopefully you found this video useful. Thank you for watching. My name's been Troubleshoot, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao.